Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. Just a reminder that town board and committee meetings, special events, and every episode of every show you see here on Channel 18 are all available to view online. Check out the town's on-demand video archives at town.barnstable.ma.us. Mini golf made its official return to Main Street in Hyannis on Monday evening as the ribbon was cut on this year's edition of the Strokes of Genius mini golf course. Now in its second year, the 9-hole course is created from scratch in an empty lot on Main Street, and all the proceeds go to benefit the Barnstable Education Foundation. Of course, that's made possible because of a massive volunteer effort. All the building materials and funds to build and run the course are donated by local contractors and business owners, and each hole is designed and constructed by groups of local artists. It's no surprise, then, that Barnstable Education Foundation President Sheila Burns and event organizer C.L. Fornari were full of happiness and gratitude as they offered their remarks at yesterday's ribbon cutting.
The Barnstable Education Foundation, I'm sure you all know, we are raising funds to give money to teachers in the Barnstable school system so that they can enhance their classroom teaching. Many times you hear, see, and if you have a relative who's a teacher, you know that teachers use their own money for their things in the classroom because there's just not the money in the regular budget. Well, we're hoping that we can help them out. We have, along with the Barnstable Education Foundation, the people who working and work to make this happen. We have the artists who also work to make this happen. But as you know, things just don't happen in a vacuum. We have the support of the bid here in Main Street in Hyannis, and many of our neighbors and friends and business acquaintances helped us out. And C.L. Fornari is going to tell you a little bit, or at least list a few of our benefactors who helped us really get this thing off the ground this year.
Well, I just want to say that we live in times that can be very discouraging because there is so much out of our control. I think most of us have family members that are struggling in some way. There are oil spills we cannot stop. The economy is still problematic. And yet, on a local level, people have great power and people have come forward consistently to do good things. And for me, I know it just warms my heart. Everyone we have approached in regard to this project has said, yes, I'll do that.
All right, so without further ado, we have John Clem, our town manager, and Janice Barton, our town councilor, who are here to cut the ribbon to actually open the Strokes of Genius 2010 mini golf course.
All right, we're going to do this on 3. Some count. 1, 2, 3.
After the ribbon was cut, we talked to another woman who was instrumental in getting the golf course built on Main Street for the second year in a row. Hyannis Main Street Business Improvement District Executive Director Elizabeth Werfbane.
Thank you.
Now, Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about this day, how it all came together once again. Obviously, this is the second time you've done it, presumably maybe a little bit easier than before, but still, it looks great out here.
Well, you know, the Barnstable Education Foundation is really a group of women in a kitchen that got together and said, wait, they've cut so many funding aspects of like field trips and science projects and art projects, like the butterfly project or the crab project at Centerville, which he knows about, that we felt like we had to find a way to raise money on an all Barnstable level. We didn't want to just be Centerville Elementary or Centerville PTO because our children were also growing up. So we found a way with a group of moms and principals to start the Barnstable Education Foundation. And within that group, we had a subgroup that sat at a table, C.L. Fornari and myself, and said, how do we raise money? Right. And C.L. said, once I saw in the paper that there was a golf course that was put on by artists, and then we started to go from there, because C.L. is really creative, and I'm really out of the box. And I said, put it in Main Street on that weird spot that was covered with weeds where there's like old refrigerators. And she's like, perfect. And I'll get artists and we'll do 9 holes and we'll find a theme, and perfect, and Country Garden will help. And then before you knew it, we had John Sullivan involved. And, you know, all these great people just came out of the woodwork, especially the artists, and just kept adding to it and adding. So that's what it's a culmination of 2 years of crazy thinking.
Obviously, it's a fabulous fundraiser. It's such a creative idea, but additionally speaking, it's got to add a lot to Main Street in general, because as you mentioned, this was kind of a blighted nothing property before, and now it's this.
It was a blighted nothing, empty property, and we have a tourist destination. You really have to fill up your street. You can't have, a vacant lot. You can't have a blight in the middle. It all has to meld together like a beautiful scene. So this really helped Main Street, A. And B, we lost our mini golf course a few years ago to the big store that sells lots of the other things for the beach.
Sure.
But, it's a gain and a loss at the same time. And people would come up to us and say, where's that mini golf course? It was there for so many years. So we needed more that wasn't retail, more that helped the tourists, and more that brings people year-round, even the year-round people, here in the summer. This is perfect, and it's all good. None of it goes to, some company in China. It all goes to our kids.
We also had a chance to chat with Sheila Burns to learn more about the mission of the Barnstable Education Foundation and the volunteer effort that led to their mini golf fundraiser. We're here now at the Strokes of Genius mini golf course with the president of the Barnstable Education Foundation, Sheila Burns. And Sheila, this has to be pretty gratifying to have done this 2 years in a row successfully.
It's gratifying isn't the word. It's amazing. It's amazing how everything comes together when good people work together for a good cause.
Now, talk a little bit about that good cause, the Barnstable Education Foundation. Obviously, when we were doing the ribbon cutting over there, you spoke a little bit about it, but let people know exactly who this benefits and what types of programs the money that you raise here will go to fund.
Well, what we try to do is to help out classroom teachers, and we're not connected with the Barnstable school system, so that we can work with a free hand here. As far as we definitely want to stay within the curriculum, and teachers know that. So when teachers want to enhance a lesson that they're doing by either doing a field trip or bringing a speaker in or advancing the technology that it needs to make that lesson work, then that's what we want to fund. We want to be able to help them out so that the learning experience for children can be more interactive, it can be more interesting, it can be more dynamic.
What kind of response did you see from this mini golf course last year? And what do you think that you can expect by comparison this year?
We expect to be able to earn a lot more money this year. We did well last year, between $16,000 and $17,000.
It's amazing.
We did very well, but we were only open for 4 weeks.
Right.
This year we're going to be open for 7 weeks. So we're hoping that we can just explode from that money that we made from last year.
Certainly, and it really does seem that last year and this year both, you got such an incredible commitment from so many artists and folks who work in contracting industries and different things like that. It really seems like the outpouring and the community support is pretty overwhelming when you look at this.
I think you used the right word, commitment. We did get a commitment from the one-person show or the whole huge company like Joyce Landscaping. So it goes from something big to the one person who was just the lonely artist who wanted to help out and may have teamed up with somebody else. So the commitment from the community has been outstanding.
If you'd like to play the Strokes of Genius mini golf course, you can find it across the street from Alberto's restaurant. It's open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., and your greens fee is a $5 donation to the Barnstable Education Foundation. Well, only one meeting left to go this week. The Waterways Committee meets tonight at 8 p.m. in the Selectmen's Conference Room. And that does it for us for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.